I don't think I have ever seen this many upsets in a given week of the NFL before, at least in my recent memory watching the sport. I mean, this is just absolutely absurd. Some of the best teams lost. San Francisco lost. You got
Buffalo.
Buffalo losing as well to one of the worst teams in the league. Just crazy across the board, but I guess that makes it more fun, more chaotic. And we're here to break it down for you guys. Got a week 7 assessment and then a week 8 preview where we're going to give you guys our picks and our best bets. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good about our shorts that we post. I'm not feeling.
That's where we hone it in. That's where we clutch
Yeah.
up and give you guys how we truly feel. But in the
Yeah.
pod, it's early in the week. Like we gain more information as the week goes on, kind of narrow things up, tighten the ship. So
But our shorts are immaculate, bro. We are so profitable on these.
I know.
We're
Are you 3 for 4 on the parlays
75%.
Thursday night?
Yeah.
There you go. And I am 4 and 2 on my picks so far, college football wise.
It would be each up 2 units.
I know. I
Yeah.
mean, it's good stuff all around. You're profitable if you're watching the shorts, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Let's get right into it. Week 7, quite the doozy. I went 5 and 8. You went 4 and 9. Just one of the worst showings, probably. But I don't really imagine too many people having success picking this week just because of how many upsets there were. Like I said, never seen this many. Starting off the bat with what was not really an upset, but maybe it kind of was because as the day trended, it seemed like Trevor Lawrence wasn't going to play, but then he did play. So the line fluctuated a ton. Jacksonville at New Orleans. I picked New Orleans because I did not think Trevor was going to play. And if he did, I didn't think he'd be 100%. Quite the opposite. He seemed 110%. He was run all over the
Yeah,
place.
he was hitting those scampers, dude. He
Yeah,
had like
I mean,
a
I
20-yard
just can't
run.
believe it.
I
I mean, I can't believe he's like questionable all the way up until like 5 o'clock on Thursday, and he runs for like 60 yards. It really is
Yeah.
crazy to me. And it's funny, they seemed hesitant to do the QB sneak with him, maybe because they didn't want to get him injured, but they were cool with him scrambling all over the place. I thought that was a
Yeah.
little odd because it certainly, I mean, they missed a couple 4th downs, I think, because they didn't do a QB sneak, a little tush push action. But yeah, good pick on Jacksonville here. Definitely, one of the better Thursday night football games this year. And I have some thoughts on this game. We're going to try and roll through these quickly, but I feel like I have more thoughts on this game than almost any of the other games. Everyone's dogging on Derek Carr. I don't know how you feel about this, but I just think that in this game in particular, the receivers really struggled. You got Alvin Kamara running some bad routes. You got Chris Olave giving up on routes. You got Foster Moreau dropping the game-tying touchdown in the corner of the end zone on the second to last play. I mean, just overall, Derek Carr was running for his life. He made some plays. He threw for a ton of yards. He obviously had the pick 6, which was not great. The difference in the ball game when it comes down to it, but I feel like people are giving him a little bit too much hate when you probably should distribute it around to Olave. I mean, Kamara played well, but I mean, he had a couple mistakes. And Foster Moreau, man, you got to catch that ball. You're wide open in the end zone. But I guess that's why you're a backup tight end.
That's true. I do have a few comments on that. So I agree that Derek Carr is getting kind of a lot of hate. And it's partly undeserved. That being said, he just consistently relies on Kamara way too much. He checks the ball to him constantly.
It's crazy. I mean, if you have Kamara in the PPR league, you're going nuts.
I mean, what did he have? 15 receptions this week? I
Yeah,
think?
something like that, but at least he had a little bit more yards per attempt than he had that other week where it was like, 13 for like 33 yards. I mean, he got up there pretty good, like 70-some yards. So, I mean, at least they're having more success with that.
Right. I don't think that Carr can be blamed for like some of those other mistakes. Like,
No, I mean, like Olave, like there's some stupid decisions just out there. I mean, Olave dropped. I think that like their second to last possession just before Jacksonville scored or whatever, Chris Olave dropped a 3rd down conversion. And it's like, all right, nice job. You're supposed to be, wide receiver 1. It's supposed to be like a top 10 receiver in the league. So I think they're going to bounce back this week, and we'll obviously get to that. Next up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Olave will not be bouncing back. Did you hear about this news?
Wait, what?
He got arrested, bro.
No way.
Yeah, kind of like the Henry Ruggs situation. He got arrested last night
dude.
for he was driving 70 in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. And then when the cop pulled up, he was like, yo, I don't remember if he was drinking, but he was just like, yo, like, I play for the Saints. Like that was just his reaction. Like, I play for the Saints, and the cop was like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter.
Dude, that's about the worst response. That reflects so much on his character.
Yeah,
and that's exactly, dude, that just goes to prove my point. I mean, he looked like he was giving up on that game. That's really disappointing. I mean, is it officially he's not going to play? It's like he facing some trouble?
Like it says that he's like arrested for reckless driving. I don't know when he'll be back. I'm sure he'll get out.
Like he'll get the bail. He'll be out as long as he wasn't drinking or anything. I think he'll be all right. I mean, as long as he didn't like hit anyone as well. But I mean, that's just bad, dude. Like,
yeah.
I can't believe he said that. I mean, that's a whole different topic for another day. But that really reflects on his personality.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. But hopefully, I mean, he's a guy with a lot of talent. Hopefully he will make better choices moving forward, and he'll be back soon.
The Saints, like Alvin Kamara was suspended for doing some bad stuff early in the season. So
I expect he'll be gone for probably one game, but I think he'll be back like afterwards.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. Atlanta at Tampa Bay certainly didn't go the way we expected. Tampa Bay, with a really good start to the season, have since floundered. I just thought they'd bounce back. They're at home against a bad team. I mean, Atlanta was trying to give them the ball game. They fumbled it 3 times, like within their 10 or whatever 11-yard line. I think Desmond Ridder fumbled it on the 11-yard line, the 1-yard line, and like the 1-inch yard line. It was absolutely ridiculous. Tampa Bay just couldn't cash anything in. I mean, Baker did throw for a bunch of yards, and he played like decent. They just couldn't get into the end zone at all. So really disappointing on that front. And Atlanta just manages to kind of scrap around and win some of these games.
Did Tampa only score field goals?
No, they had a touchdown. I think there was a bomb to Mike Evans.
That's right. In the very beginning of the game. Yeah.
I mean, Baker was like throwing out of his mind. He had like 170 yards within the first like quarter and a half or so. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say besides Tampa Bay is starting to look like what we thought they'd look like going into the year.
They started off much stronger, but definitely some regression there.
Oh, yeah. Vegas at Chicago didn't go the way I thought at all. I mean, obviously, I think both teams caught a break in the sense that they're playing their backup quarterback, but also their opponent is playing their backup quarterback. Vegas, though, like I thought Brian Hoyer looked good when he came in against the Patriots last week. Looked horrible against a horrible Chicago defense. Aiden McConnell looked slightly better, but still not great. Lots of picks. And Tyson Badgett, I mean, he just knew what he was good at and played within his bounds. I mean, he was not throwing the ball down the field, but he was just letting the people around him make plays. So honestly, a really good showing from the Bears, our home team. So I mean, it was good to see. Like, it was good to see them get a win at home finally in like over a year. And just great for the story of Tyson Badgett. I mean, he's D2 kid out of Shepherd. Bro probably never thought he'd be starting for the team and like winning. I mean, great game. Like, he was running around, he was making plays.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he was able to come in and deliver a victory. Yeah. Honestly, I did not see that coming. I thought the Bears were just going to flounder and flop like a dead fish without Justin.
Just kind of one of those things. Like, you just get caught off guard. You're not really knowing this guy's game. And he comes in, he starts running for first downs on you. He's like playing like Justin Fields a little bit. So, I mean, good for him. I think he'll probably get the start again. I don't think Justin Fields will be ready just yet. Anyways, we got Cleveland at Indianapolis. This one was probably the most exciting game of the week. Just so weird. Like, Cleveland shut down the Niners, but then they give up 38 to the Colts.
Yeah, it didn't deserve to be this exciting.
No, like, it really shouldn't have.
I think we called this a raccoon game, maybe.
I mean, it really should have been, and it kind of was. I mean, Deshaun Watson, after 5 pass attempts and a nice little pick, he's gone out of the game. Don't really know what's going on with him. Like, is he just being a pansy and not wanting to play? I mean, he looked really into it on the sidelines. Like, he's, screaming and getting excited about, when they won. But
did they yank him because of his shoulder, or that he just was bad and so
they yanked him injury related? It was fully injury related, but I mean, he certainly wasn't playing great.
Right.
PJ Walker came in and didn't play great, but he played better. And Gardner Minshew, he lives up to the Minshew mania, whether the mania is the turnovers or the touchdowns. I mean, last week he turned it over like 3 or 4 times. This week, 4 more times, but 4 touchdowns. I mean, the dude is just absolutely insane, for better or for worse. I mean, Indianapolis looks like kind of an explosive offense, especially going up against one of the best defenses in the league, we thought.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
It is, yeah. And Josh Downs seems like a weekly starter.
I know,
nowadays.
dude. I looked at some guy in our fantasy leagues roster. I'm like, how is this guy so good? Like, why is this guy putting up so many points? I'm like, oh, wow, he's got Puka Nacua and Josh Downs, 2 guys that he probably got in like the 20th round of the draft.
Yeah.
And they're coming out to be like must start.
Or even just the waiver wire.
Exactly. I think he probably did get one of them off the waiver wire. So that's pretty cool. Washington at the Giants. Now, as the week went on, I was like, all right, this kind of feels weird. Like, why do I feel like the Giants are going to come out and go nuts? And yeah, sure enough, they did just absolutely shut down Sam Howell. Like, I felt bad. Like, I was feeling a little worried about this game. I picked up Sam Howell in the 2 leagues I have Russell Wilson in, and I almost switched him out. But I was like, nah. Like, someone just feels weird. Like, I just can't do it. Thankfully, I did not.
Good
Sam
call.
Howell had a bad game. I mean, he could have had a touchdown there at the end. I think Jahan Dotson dropped a first down when they were in the red zone about to score. So it wasn't his fault entirely. Tyrod Taylor went nuts, kind of making Daniel Jones look bad in the sense that if he can throw 2 touchdowns, 250 yards or whatever, I mean, sure enough, Daniel Jones can. I mean, he's got the ability to run more than Taylor. So just kind of weird what's going on in the Giants organization right now. I expect them to just kind of continue playing, floundering around, but maybe beating some of these worst teams surprisingly.
Yeah, Tyrod didn't play half bad, but like their stat line I don't think really shows it with only putting up 14 points.
Yeah, this was the Raccoon game.
Yeah,
for sure. Detroit at Baltimore. This is one of the ones I switched earlier in the week. I was like, I want Detroit to win so bad, but I just don't believe they will be able to. And yeah, it wasn't even close.
I'm shocked at this game, man. I'm so surprised. I did not see it coming at all.
I mean, I heard that Lamar Jackson's like 16 or 17 and 1 against the NFC. So
that's crazy.
You gotta give it to them. I mean, they look great. I don't think we should overreact in either direction, though. I don't think the Lions are bad. I don't think the Ravens are great. I just think they're just kind of top 10 teams floating around in there. But I don't think either of one will be a Super Bowl contender when it comes to it in the end.
Yeah, they're probably both still going to make the playoffs, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think they will, unless Lamar gets hurt, which he usually does, right about now, in November. I mean, he's bound to get hurt. He really is, like the last 2 years he did.
Do you have him on any of your teams?
No, but I should have. Like, remember I was telling you about that one trade? The guy wanted, like, Zach Moss, and he was going to trade me a Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I should have done that. I probably would have had much more success in my league because Russell Wilson has been floundering for me the last couple of weeks. And Zach Moss, I haven't even started much because I have so many other people on my team. But, oh, my God, what a mess. Anyways, Buffalo at New England. What a crazy game. I watched the end of this game. Buffalo went up. And then New England just went right down the field on him. I didn't expect that. Mac Jones had one of his better games of his career. I mean, the dude threw for over like 10 yards a clip. Looked really good. Really good. And they needed this badly. Just one of those interdivisional rivalries where anything can happen. Buffalo with the Jets earlier in the season, Buffalo now with the Patriots. They just know him so well, and they're able to manipulate what he does well and what he doesn't do well. And there you go. I mean, just can never count Bill Belichick out. This is what I mean when you can never count him out. I know somebody who got eliminated from their Survivor League because of this game. I mean, looking at the slate of games, I think this and maybe the San Fran game were the better picks of the week, and they both would have got you eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly shocked about this result, but you kind of started to hint at like Buffalo experiencing a situation similar to this because their defense is looking not great anymore.
Well, that's why I thought like Josh Allen would have a chance to win MVP because like by the definition, if your defense is not going to play great and you're going to lose these players, but you're still going to make the playoffs, maybe win a couple playoff games and have like really good stats. I mean, that is the definition of most valuable player.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, Tua, he's throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert and Devin Achan have like 1 billion touchdowns themselves. So it's like, is he really the most valuable player? Is Brock Purdy really the most valuable player? So I think it will come down to Josh Allen or Mahomes. I think it still could. The Buffalo Bills just need to like kind of get on a roll here and start winning some more games because Allen is still putting up good numbers. He just hasn't been great.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they're like 4-3 right now. That is
I know.
not
They
what I
have struggled, though, early on in the season. Like, I remember a couple years ago, they were like, what was it? Maybe like 7-6 at one point, and then they finished like 11-6, you know? So I think they'll be all right. You got Arizona at Seattle. Kind of went exactly how we expected. One of the few games that did. Just kind of, a boring game. Didn't score much on either end. Probably due to the weather, I would say, for Seattle. I don't really have much else to say about this game. Seattle took care of business, as they should have.
Yeah, DK was out for the game. But
I remember, I was thinking about that because I have him on 2 of my fantasy league teams, and I didn't want to take the risk and wait till 3 o'clock, so I just pulled him. And it was funny. I pulled him at 11:55, put in that Jerome Ford from the Browns.
Ooh,
then he immediately ran for a 69-yard touchdown. So that worked out nicely. So yeah, I mean they even need DK. Tyler Lockett didn't even have that great of a day.
Yeah, it was Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
JSN,
day,
right?
Right?
I mean finally having a good game. Those rookie receivers had a good week this week. Josh Downs, Jordan Addison, JSN, Puka Nacua. Good stuff. Rashee Rice too. And we'll get to that in a second. But Pittsburgh at the Rams. This one scared me. Like I told you in the pod last week, Pittsburgh off of a bye always scares me. That's why I put it in the best bets.
But, dude, the Rams dominated this whole game. Did you watch any of this game?
I didn't watch really any of this game besides there was a couple. I watched TJ Watt's interception of Matt Stafford, which is absurd. But
did you see the end of this game?
No.
Oh,
but
my
Steelers
God.
ended on the field, right?
Dude, yeah. Oh, my God.
I thought the Rams would have another chance to get the ball.
Bro, they should have. I got to break this down for you a little bit, okay? So there's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Pittsburgh has the ball. Right. It's 4th and 1, and they're on their own.
Oh, yes, I did see this, and it wasn't.
Dude, it was not a first down.
Yeah, I did see that.
The refs ruled it a first down, and it brought it to the 2-minute warning.
I know, yeah.
But
right.
The Rams didn't have any timeouts, so they couldn't challenge. And because it wasn't within 2 minutes, no booth review, so the Rams couldn't get the ball back, and then they just took 3 knees and ended the game.
Wow, that's some coaching right there, I will say. Sean McVay should have played that a little bit better, just from what I'm hearing from you. That's pretty crazy. There's been that stat over the last few years, Sean McVay's like undefeated if he has a lead going into halftime. Then he lost to the Niners a couple years ago when he had the lead. I'm pretty sure they had the lead in this game going to halftime.
Yeah.
And then they lost. So now that stat's wavering. I think he's got 2 or 3 losses with that stat now. So yeah, kind of wild there. Kenny Pickett, I mean, at least he's playing better. I will say that because I always thought he'd play well this year. Hasn't shown much promise, but in this game he was good. Last few games he's been all right.
I think Pittsburgh also had a pick 6 in this game.
Was it a pick 6?
I believe so, and maybe it was. I might be mistaken, but
I know T.J. Watt picked him off.
Okay.
I mean, I think he only had 1 pick, right? Or was there multiple picks?
Maybe it was just a pick, but I must have given him great field position and allowed him to score immediately because the Rams dominated time of possession in this game too. I mean, Pittsburgh did not deserve to win this game, not at all.
And they're 4-2 somehow.
Yeah, I mean that's egregious
with
to me.
With a good chance to win this week too, I think.
I don't get that at all, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good coaching. I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it, they have a great defense, and their offense is starting to look a little bit better.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson's back now. He was looking
awesome.
solid.
Yeah, the dude still, I don't think he's gotten the touchdown in over a year. I don't think he had a single touchdown all last year. Just a yard monster.
Yeah.
All right, the Chargers at Kansas City. Now, I was looking at my phone a lot of this game. I was like, this has to be some sort of record. I mean, Patrick Mahomes threw for over 300 yards in the first half, and barely, there was nothing much going on in the second half. I think it was 24-17, and then it ended up being 31-17. Everything that was exciting was in the first half of this game. Kind of wild.
Yeah, the driest third quarter of all time, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Herbert looked really good, and then he threw a couple picks. So just, I don't know. I mean, it's the Chargers. You expect it to, not go well for them at this point. Brandon Staley, all that. But it really sucks to see. It's such a shame with all the talent on their team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Crazy that Rashee Rice and Kadarius Toney and MVS, Marvez Valdez-Scantling just went off in this game. I mean, Chargers just looked horrible.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. This kind of bozo group of Chiefs receivers just all getting touchdowns.
Yeah, Mahomes went nuts. This was a just iconic poster child Mahomes game. Green Bay at Denver, I have to say, is a good pick on your part here, but there was a part where Green Bay was leading. Denver came back and kicked that
it was
field
so
goal.
close.
It's just, this was another raccoon game. I mean, Russell Wilson played all right. I think ultimately the difference in this game is that Jordan Love just ain't it. I mean, what do you think? Is Jordan Love it?
He's not. I thought he was after watching the Bears game in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, he can dominate the Bears. They lost to the Falcons. He played all right in that game. Came back against the Saints, but we know now those teams aren't great.
Right. Yeah, he is not going to be. I don't think he'll be the franchise QB for very long. I think they're going to look to find a pivot.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got a long way. Like, I'm sure he'll play out the rest of the season if he doesn't get hurt. And then we could look at it from there holistically. But, yeah, I just don't think he's it. And that's how it goes. It's the law of averages. You go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. You can't hit 3 in a row.
Agreed.
Miami at Philadelphia. I'm at least happy I got the big games right. I got Baltimore. I got this game right. I wanted Miami to win, that, but I was like, I can't pick with my heart. I literally had Detroit and Miami winning both these games. I'm glad I switched those. Otherwise, it would have been an ugly week for me. But yeah, I mean, they got a pick 6 in this game to even make it competitive, and they still didn't even really come close to covering the spread. I mean, that's just kind of the crazy part.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is just that good. It's like, all right, we could throw you a pick 6, give you a nice, easy peasy touchdown on a silver platter, and you're still going to lose by over 2 scores.
Yeah, I've kind of been dogging on Philly in our recent episodes, saying that I don't think they're as good of a team as everyone's making them out to be, but I guess I might need to retract that statement. I
think it's also, though, like, Miami just hasn't played anyone. Like I said last week, like, they hadn't played anyone good. Like, okay, you can be up on the Giants, you can be up on the Panthers, you can beat up on the Patriots and the Broncos. You almost lost to the Chargers. So it's like, I think they're still good. They're going to be fine. This game probably was better for them long term. You can learn from this. But, yeah, Philadelphia is just that stacked, that deep in all their positions. So they could make mistakes. Jalen Hurts can turn the ball over. I mean, he is a turnover machine, let's be honest. Like, he has been turning the ball over like crazy this year.
Like a Josh Allen kind of turnover numbers.
And it's even worse. I think he's got like double the amount of turnovers that Josh Allen does. I mean, he's got like 10 turnovers, 11 touchdowns on the year.
Unbelievable.
And they're still winning. Like, sure, they didn't win at the Jets, but I mean, they almost did. And like, Jalen Hurts throws 2 picks instead of 3. You're going to win that game too.
Right.
That just goes to show how good they are. When they start cleaning up that, I think they're going to be elite.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't have those turnovers in the Jets game, I mean, that they're an 8-0 team right now, 7-0 team.
Yeah, I put Chiefs, Philadelphia as my 1 and 2. People putting the Ravens up there. Nah. People still putting San Francisco up there. Miami, no. I don't see it. I think it's Kansas City, Philadelphia, undisputably.
Okay.
San Fran at Minnesota here, another shocker of the week. I think that just Minnesota is better than people give them credit to. Like, Kirk Cousins is a fine quarterback. I don't think Brock Purdy played bad. Everyone's going to start dogging on him. They see those 2 picks on the stat line. They're going to jump on them. I don't think he's that bad. Like, he had some bonehead throws, but he also is what kept him in this game. Like Christian McCaffrey fumbles. Okay, Brock Purdy, let's get through this. I mean, he was throwing like 10 yards a clip. I mean, he was accurate. He's pushing the ball down the field, making plays, running a lot too. Just couldn't quite get it done. But, I mean, that's just kind of what's going to happen when Kirk Cousins freaks out on you. Their secondary just got exposed. I mean, Kirk Cousins shredded San Fran's defense. It's crazy. I can't get over it. But Kirk Cousins, very capable quarterback. People count him out. And just kind of a tough stretch for San Francisco. I think they're going to lose again this week, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, dude, one of my buddies, Nick McCauley, might be featured on this podcast at some point, but he texted me yesterday, and like, he was like, you gotta toss coin on Minnesota to cover the spread tonight.
No way.
And I literally said to him, bro, I was like, are you telling me to bet on primetime Kirk?
Yeah, right.
And he's like,
I hear you.
Yeah, bro. He was like, 80% of the money is on San Fran here. You need to fade San Fran. And so I didn't listen, bro. I did not bet on the game. Like, I didn't bet like either spread. Yeah. But I should have listened to him because he had a fantastic pick there. What an eye for that.
I mean, I think it was logical to bet on San Fran to bounce back after that ugly loss. I mean, they're going up against Minnesota indoors. But yeah, I mean, when that much of the public is on one side, you're almost always like it's taking candy from a baby. You're just like, all right, I just kind of want to test the waters a little bit here. So
Yeah.
good stuff. Tough week, but hopefully this is the trough. Like, hopefully it doesn't get any worse than this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't like when things are like, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like looking at all these scores. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is everything like, what universe have we entered here? Like, the Bears are blowing out the Raiders with a backup quarterback. Baltimore is blowing out what we thought to be a top 5 team. It's just like,
It's unreal.
Unreal.
Crazy concoctions were brewed up this week.
Yeah. Crazy indeed. Hopefully not as crazy next week. Week 7 start sit assessment. Here we go. Christian Watson, no. Romeo Dobbs, yes. I just knew. Like, I guess I should have been more of a convicted man and picked one of them. But I was like, I think both of them will do fine against a bad Denver defense.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of them. Only room for one. But, I mean, that's just kind of how it goes when you have a dud at quarterback that I believe Jordan loved to be. And seeing Kirk Cousins, I mean, we just went over this. I'm sorry, Kirk. But, dude, you're just bad in primetime. I think you've won. This is like your second or third game you've ever won in primetime. And it happened to come against one of the best teams that you probably have ever faced in primetime. But good for you, dude. You did throw a pick, but you just went nuts. I mean, I just love seeing those, like, bombs that Jordan has. And, like, that one right before the half, it's like, all right, dude, like, I like that aggressiveness.
Yeah, it was
You gotta
nice.
do that.
All right, my starts and sits, bro. I said I was getting it together this week, and I don't know. I think I might be the fade god of starts and sits because I
Just go whatever you say the opposite, you know?
I guess.
I mean, it's just
bro.
hard to pick this shit.
It really is, bro. I thought Curtis Samuel was a lineup lock every week moving forward, and
Dude, the Giants' defense is not that good. It's like, I just don't understand. I need to watch that game, but do I even want to watch such a bad game?
No.
I'm not sure.
No, you do not. But yeah, so Curtis Samuel, I think it is worst showing of the year, and then Puka, like, bro, I said to sit Puka. I've been watching the Rams, and Stafford has been favoring Kupp the last 2 games since he returned. He has hardly been throwing it to Puka. Puka's not racking up the yardage like he did weeks 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and all of a sudden he tallies up 150 some yards in this game.
Puka was like, step aside, Grandpa Kupp, dude. Let me just take this game.
Yeah, bro, I don't know where that came from, man.
Kupp had a rough game. I mean,
29 yards.
He was targeted a bunch. I think he was targeted like
targets.
7 times, only caught 3 of them. Not ideal.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I think Puka is just kind of a must start every week.
Yeah, he is.
I think him and Kupp. I mean, Stafford throws the ball a ton, and he throws it pretty well. Like, he always racks up yards. So I think both of them are must starts every week.
Yeah, and oh my God, Kyron Williams is now on IR. Did you see he got put to IR?
Yeah, so I mean, they got their Darrell Henderson Jr. back.
Yeah, not Darrell. They're going to be passing the ball even more going forward.
Yeah, Tutu's a little touchdown machine. He's kind of like, what's that? Cortland Sutton. Just the guy gets touchdowns, but not too many yards. Mm-hmm. Our best bets, here we go. I would say I had a pretty good week. I'm pretty happy with how it went down. Pittsburgh +3. I knew coming off of a bye, they're dangerous. So they easily covered that spread. They even won the game. Could have just taken the money line. I thought Washington could cover the spread. The Giants just aren't good. Had that emotional loss against Buffalo. I thought they'd feel a little deflated. But nah, they got up for this game and took care of business. College front, James Madison, you could always rely on them, although we're going to talk about it later. I'm not going with them this week. But they did come through against Marshall, even though they didn't play great. Their defense showed up. Well, my favorite bets of the week, one that I just pulled out of my ass. I didn't see anyone talking about this. Like, granted, some of these bets, I mean, not really early in the week, but maybe the ones I put in the short. It's like, all right, I've heard a lot of people talking about Ohio State at Purdue, and they make me feel good, you know? It's like when I hear people say, like, yeah, I would bet on Ohio State covering the spread against Purdue. It's like, all right, I feel reinforced. Didn't hear anyone talk about this game.
Yeah.
This was a full original take, and I can't believe they even won. It got a little close at the end of the game, but I'm really happy with this one.
It's a good pick, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Could have just taken that money line, but I just didn't have the balls for it. Rutgers -5. Like that one. Indiana's just really bad. Now, this one, dude, you got to listen to this. Iowa, Minnesota, this one should have hit. Minnesota kicks the ball. They punt the ball back to Iowa, okay? The dude catches it, runs for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Fully legit. The refs are like, dude, you called fair catch. He did not call fair catch. You could watch this thing. He's not calling fair catch.
Bro.
There's no way he called fair catch. He's like maybe like kind of like telling people around him like, hey, get out of the way, dude. Like I'm gonna catch it and go. Like his teammates.
Yeah.
He caught the ball and ran for a touchdown. They called it back because the refs thought he went like this. Like that. It was one of the most egregious calls I've ever seen in football. And if they scored that touchdown, assuming Minnesota didn't come back, which they probably wouldn't have because the game ended 13-10 or 12-10.
Yeah.
It was a low scoring game. Iowa will cover the spread, so that one pissed me off.
Sounds like Vegas might have made a call there, bro.
Or yeah, the ref was like, or the Vegas and the ref had a little contriving going on.
Yeah.
Wake Forest -2, Pittsburgh. I like that one. Wake Forest pulled through. Ole Miss, great cover by Ole Miss. A nice little 0.5-point cover, dude. Auburn got a little garbage time touchdown,
Good
so
stuff,
that one by
dude.
the hair on my cock. North Carolina, this one was bad. Didn't even come close on this one. North Carolina, dude, one of the best teams in the nation, lost to a 1-5 Virginia team. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that was.
And they were favored by 23.5.
That was crazy, bro.
I know, like, oh my God, North Carolina just got absolutely exposed, and a couple other teams in college football almost did as well. Utah at USC under 56 did not come through. That was a pretty high-scoring game that Utah actually ended up winning. Notre Dame just was like, we're gonna fuck you guys up, and you're gonna be hurting for the next couple weeks here.
Yeah.
Utah took advantage of the injured duck USC was and won that game. That was a game I watched the ending of. It was quite enjoyable. And so, yeah, but overall, pretty good on the pick front. You just had one. You put all your eggs in one basket.
Bro, I was so confident Detroit was going to win this game as underdogs, and they just got obliterated. Like,
The Ravens, they feast on NFC teams.
bro, what am I doing? I got to try and pull this together
You
better.
should just toss a few more on the board, so if you get one wrong, you at least have a few more.
I had more, and I removed it. Like, I had
Yeah.
Miami last week.
Well,
I guess
that was
it's
a good
actually...
remove.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually kind of glad that I removed them because my other picks would have missed as well.
Really?
So it's like, I guess I'd rather have one wrong than,
Yeah.
5 wrong.
For sure. All right, let's move on to week 8 here. Thursday night football, Tampa Bay at Buffalo. I like Buffalo to bounce back here and win this game. I'm not sure. That's a lot of points, 8.5 that they're favored by. They haven't been great covering the spread the last few weeks, but I just think that they're going to win straight up here. Tampa Bay's looked bad. Now they have to travel up to Buffalo. And I think Buffalo needs this game to get right.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are. I mean, we just saw Tampa Bay lose to Atlanta. And I guess, like, Buffalo just lost to New England. But, like, Buffalo is a much more talented team. And they're going to come back hungry. And they are going to beat Tampa by a lot. I think they're going to win this game easily.
They're going to cover the spread?
They're going to cover the spread. I would say they're going to win by, like, 16. Maybe, like, a 30-14 game.
Okay. Yeah, well, then they would definitely cover. That'd be kind of wild. That'd be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Watch Josh Allen go off.
Yeah, dude. He'll be featured in the LA this week. Probably 1+
yeah?
passing tud.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, no doubt. Jets at Giants. Jets coming off of a bye here. I really like them in this situation. I know the Giants been playing some better ball with Tyrod Taylor at the helm, but they might go back to Daniel Jones this week. Either way, though, I like the Jets to win this game. I think they're going to be well prepared. They got some good defensive components, even if the offense isn't that explosive.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're going to have a nice week here against a team that their defense is bad. Like, I don't know. I just don't see the Giants, like, pulling off a victory here.
No, I mean, they had a victory last week.
I think Brees will have a week. I think he's going to go off
I
this
hope
week.
so. Yeah, I would like that. I would very much so like that. I have him on my leagues.
Yeah.
And also, what was I going to say? No, yeah, I mean, defense coming off of a bye. That's always like a defensive team. Like Steelers coming off of a bye just feels right to me. And they're going to be 4-3 now. Maybe that incentivizes Aaron Rodgers to come back this year, if that's even humanly possible. I'm not even sure he's a human anymore. If he's just probably trying to get some attention, though, He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be back by like week 12. That's absolutely absurd. There's no way he comes back until maybe if they're in contention. Like, they have to be like in contention for him to come back, which they might be. because they're going to be probably 4-3 here.
He wants to try and snag some of Kelsey and Tay-Tay's media attention for himself.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's probably getting a little uncomfortable about that.
Yeah.
Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. This game, I want to almost pick Pittsburgh because of the fact that they tend to win games they're not supposed to win, and then they lose games that they probably should win, like at Cleveland or against Cleveland. Jacksonville, though, I'm going to go with them here. I think they got a few extra days to prepare. Pittsburgh had an emotional big win against the Rams out in LA, and now they got to travel back home. Jacksonville got those extra days of rest. Trevor Lawrence starting to look good, starting to heat up a little bit. They just need to get Calvin Ridley involved. It just can't be the Travis Etienne and Christian Kirk show. I mean, I don't understand, though, what was going on. I know they were really defending Calvin Ridley well, the Saints were. But, like, Trevor, dude, you're throwing a Jamal Agnew out there. Like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, throw the Calvin Ridley, man.
Yeah, Agnew was having a day, bro. An absolute
he almost
feast.
incurred that one pick, though, for Trevor Lawrence. There was that one where that almost, like, kind of hit the ground, I believe. I think that was targeting Jamal Agnew.
Yeah.
Who I would not,
Right.
Come on, dude.
But, yeah, you like Jacksonville too much. You like T-Law too much to pick Pittsburgh this week.
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to pick their spread. I think they're going to be like 1 or 2 point underdogs. It's hard to not pick them when they're at home. It's a tough place to play. Gonna be rainy. Could be one of those games. Could be one of those like 17-14 games. Maybe it could even be less than that. But we're gonna go with the Jaguars.
I like that little voice there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a saucy one, dude. I think that the Jaguars might even be underdogs this week, bro.
You might be right.
Oh, no, they are not. I feel like I looked at the line this morning, and I thought that they were underdogs. Like, it was like plus like 114, but now it says that they're minus 152, favored by 2.5.
Oh, wow, moved up.
Yeah.
Because it was not that high for them.
Yeah.
It was like 1 or 2. All right, you're picking Jacksonville, right?
I am, yeah. I'm taking Jacksonville this week.
All right, Philadelphia at Washington. I really don't think this game will be as close as it was the first time around in Philadelphia, even though now it's in Washington. I just think Washington's regressed a little bit. Philadelphia has probably gotten a little bit better. I mean, Philadelphia can only get better because the extremes are turning the ball over like 5 times between 2 games, even more than that. So I think law of averages kicks in. They don't turn the ball over. Washington defense doesn't really do that. They don't really force turnovers. And Philadelphia wins this game pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
They might even cover the spread.
This is shockingly only a 6.5 point
spread.
Yeah,
that's what I saw. I mean, it's in Washington. It's an interdivisional rivalry. That's why it's only 6.5 points. I would probably take Philadelphia to cover the spread.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really think that Philadelphia will pull their stuff together against Washington for this week. They're not going to let it be a 34-31 game like it was last time.
Yeah.
They're going to
shut them down. I just don't think that they're going to let the big win against Miami really affect them either. Like, I think they're just going to get right back up, take care of business here. I
agree. I'm also a little surprised, though, that the over-under here is 43.5 when the last time these two played. It was 65 between the two of them.
What's the weather going to be like, does it say? Because I think the weather probably is going to be a little gnarly.
In Washington? Yeah, I guess it could be.
I think it's going to be a little rainy, a little wet.
Okay. I guess that would probably be why.
Yeah, dude, you always got to factor in the weather for these things. Rams at Dallas. Here's our first contention of the week. Can't believe you're going to take the Rams here. I mean, I'll let you defend yourself. I'm just going to take Dallas. They're coming off of a bye. You guys know I love teams coming off of a bye. Just that extra rest, extra preparation really takes them the extra mile. I just also think, Rams, tough loss. Now they have to go on the road against Dallas. Dallas is a really good defense. Matt Stafford, always good for a pick or two. So they'll probably turn the ball over. Dallas and the Rams kind of have been playing a lot over the last few years. I remember they played a playoff game. I think they played in the playoffs a few years ago, or maybe it's like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. But yeah, I love this matchup. It's kind of a marquee matchup. And I'm going to take Dallas to win. And yeah, I would probably even take them to cover the spread.
Okay.
Like, Dak seems to be playing a little bit better. Although, I mean, I don't hate your pick.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game. I really do think this will be a good one. So for Dallas, I know that their defense started off the season really good.
Yeah.
But I feel like it hasn't been as good lately. Like they lost Trayvon Diggs.
Right.
And since then, they let up 42 points to, who was it? Was it the 49ers?
Yeah.
I mean, 49ers walked all over their defense. And then what was it after that? They go on bye?
No, they went to the Chargers, and they won. They held the Chargers only 17 points.
Okay. What was that score? Was it like 24?
2017.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess it's not bad, but like I don't think that their defense now is as strong as it was at the start of the season.
No, definitely not. But
I think the Rams are going to be so angry after the outcome of this Pittsburgh game, bro. Like
Yeah.
Sean McVay is going to rile up his team. Dude, he's going to have them so rowdy.
I mean, I hope so, man.
Cup and Puka are just going to combine to be a downright Koopa Troopa, and they're
I love
just
that.
going to turtle all over this game, dude.
I mean, I don't like the Cowboys, so I'd like to see the Rams win. But I think, coming off of a bye, Dallas gonna be feeling good.
Yeah,
They're
no,
gonna take care of business.
coming off the bye, that is
Yeah.
probably a good
Right.
pick.
This one's spooking me out a little bit. I think Green Bay is currently favored in this game. So either I like Green Bay to win the game, or like it's a super good pick for Minnesota. Like, I don't know, Green Bay's not proven that they've been capable of scoring over the last few weeks. Jordan Love's regressed since the first couple weeks. Minnesota's gotten better. Even without Justin Jefferson, I'm going to take them to win the game. But Vegas is kind of scaring me. This reminds me of when Atlanta...
I was just thinking that.
It reminds me of that game where you're like, Green Bay has to win this game.
Yeah.
Atlanta's favored. You just feel weird about it. Atlanta does win the game. It feels like Green Bay's going to win the game.
Right.
'Cause I'm not doing it. I just can't do it. Jordan Love just ain't it. So, going to take Minnesota. But, again, Minnesota coming off of a big win. They're all hyped up. Now they have to go up to Lambeau Field. It's going to be cold. I mean, they're used to that. They play there a lot, but this one scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing about that Atlanta Green Bay game, man. Like it's definitely a little bit of a spooky one.
Yeah.
I am going to take Minnesota. I just feel like they're the better team.
I just don't know how you can't take Minnesota after what they've done over the last couple weeks
Yeah.
and what Green Bay has done. Vegas and now Denver, I mean, they've looked really bad. So,
Yeah, I mean they've had a tough schedule. Like Minnesota held their own against Philly, and they beat the 49ers. Like I don't think that their record shows like
No.
how good they actually are.
no, I bet if they played like some of those teams they lost to now, they'd win. I think if
Yeah.
they played like Tampa again, they'd probably win.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, hopefully that comes through, but it's giving me a little bit of angst. Now, Atlanta at Tennessee, I'm actually going to switch my pick here. This one is really, really killing me because I know Ryan Tannehill's a little hurt right now, so they might play Malik Willis or Will Levis. And even with one of those, I could still see them winning this game because you know what I say, they're coming off of a bye. Defensive head coach, really good head coach, very good preparing his team. Like, I almost want to take Tennessee no matter whoever's at the quarterback position, but Malik Willis, Will Levis, very inexperienced, not very good.
Yeah,
Oh man, I don't know what to do here,
it's an
dude.
absolute brain
This
twister
one's
over there,
killing
bro.
me, dude. This one's really killing me.
I feel like I'm taking Tennessee because like we just decided like earlier that we
Yeah,
have to take
right.
Tennessee like when they're at home. Plus,
Yeah, I
we
mean, they're
got-
at home and coming off of a bye. Like, it's a great
Yeah.
combination.
and they're not facing a good team. Like Atlanta is not a
No.
very good team.
I know, I hear you. I'm going to just roll with Atlanta here, even though it does scare me a little bit. But we'll see how this one plays out. Would not be surprised at all if the Titans win. And then up next, we got New England at Miami. I think even though New England showed some promise last week against the Bills, going to take the Dolphins here to get right. They need to prove to themselves that they, are not just, all flash and no physicalness or physicality. I think they're going to bounce back here, win this interdivisional rivalry, especially since it is in Miami. It's kind of weird. Some of these interdivisional rivalry games are already wrapping up. You got the Eagles and the Commanders playing their second game. Last couple weeks, we had the Colts and Jaguars already wrap up their 2-game series. And you don't even feel like we're that far into the NFL season yet, but
We're almost
kind
halfway.
of are. Yeah, I
dude.
know. It's kind of nuts. It's been flying by. So I think Miami will take the sweep this year. And I think, they've swept the Patriots over the last couple years. So, that is who I have in this game.
Yeah, I like that pick. I'm also taking Miami. Just because New England beat Buffalo, that does not speak to the quality team that they are.
Right.
I know that the little snake chain would suggest that they would be due to beat Miami this week.
No, you can't always
Yeah.
rely on the snake chain.
No.
I
That's
think
not
the snake
happening,
chain
bro.
like is probably like full circle at this point. Like
Yeah.
if you could do it in college football with like hundreds of teams,
Right.
you could already do it a few weeks into the NFL
Right.
year.
Yeah, Miami is going to bounce back from that loss last week, and
Yeah.
they are getting a win here.
100%. New Orleans at Indianapolis, another really tough one for me to pick. I'm going to ride with New Orleans yet again. They've let me down now several weeks. Let me down against Houston, let me down against Jacksonville, but they need this win badly. Indianapolis might feel a little deflated after losing such a high-scoring game in which they put up some big numbers, played pretty well. I think Gardner Minshew will struggle against a solid New Orleans defense, even though, he excelled against did he though? He turned over the ball a ton. He also was very productive against a really solid Cleveland defense. I just think New Orleans needs it more. They've had a few extra days of rest, so I'm going to go with the Saints here.
Okay. I don't love the pick.
And they're probably going to bite me again, and then I'll just dump them for good. But
Yeah,
they've let me down a lot this
I've
year.
just been watching New Orleans too much lately to be able to trust them in this game.
Right.
The Colts offense has actually been looking solid with Minshew Mania there.
Yeah.
And New Orleans doesn't know what to do. Olave is out. They're probably just going to get Kamara probably 20 targets now that Olave's out. So
he's not confirmed to be out yet.
But he's arrested. He's going to be in jail.
He'll get bailed out, dude. Trust me. He'll be out of there soon. I bet he plays. I'll tell you.
You think?
I think he'll play, yeah.
Okay. I'd be pretty surprised if he made an appearance for the weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe he will. But yeah, I think that the Colts are going to win this game, bro.
Yeah, I'd like to see him win. I love Gardner Minshew, so I would like to see that happen. Now we have the battle of the first-round quarterbacks, Houston at Carolina. Feel like Carolina is bound for a win. They're both coming off of a bye, I think, right? Both teams did not play. Yep, both teams did not play last week. So they both have the extra rest. That just kind of cancels out. Houston's definitely proven to be the better team, so I'm going to take them here finally. Haven't really picked them all year. I feel like this is going to be the week they let me down.
No, don't say that, bro.
I think just Carolina is due for a win. You know what I mean? There's no way they go, defeated the entire year.
That's a good point. I could see Thielen having a game, dude. I could see him tossing 211 yards and two tugs
shit.
against a Houston defense.
That would be crazy for someone that age as a receiver.
I would love to see it, though.
Oh, yeah. It would be a great story. The thing about this, I think Bryce Young's dude, everyone, I was a first-round pick. It could work both ways. It could be so much pressure on him that he crumbles under it, but also be dude, I was a first round pick. I'm gonna prove now that I should have been the first round pick and not CJ Stroud, even though I'm not playing as well as him, and so he just kind of rises to the occasion in this game. I don't know. Maybe he'll crumble under the pressure, but this is a huge game. Kind of interesting, in terms of the storyline.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're finally deciding to take Houston, though.
Yeah, finally getting on the bandwagon. Cleveland at Seattle. Another tough game for me to pick. I would pick Cleveland if it was in Cleveland, but I'm going to take Seattle because it is in Seattle. Tough place to play. They're at home. They've had an easy couple weeks over the last few weeks, so they've had time to maybe prepare for this game. And Cleveland's coming off of some emotional, just brutal, jaw clattering wins where they got out, they've escaped. I just don't think they have the energy to now go on the road and beat a team like Seattle that's really strong at home.
Yeah, I agree with that pick. I just can't bet on PJ Walker. I know they beat the Colts.
I think Deshaun's
going
to play though.
Oh, well, I can't bet on him either.
I know, but I do think he's going to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't be betting on either of those guys, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of them at the moment.
I'm a little worried, though. I think Geno Smith could have an ugly game here.
Why?
Cleveland's defense. I know Gardner Minshew kind of tore it up.
Yeah, they let up 38 to the Colts.
It was in Indianapolis, indoors. It's going to be outside, Seattle, gnarly weather, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could easily see Cleveland winning this game. Couldn't you, though?
I guess I could see it happening, but, I just feel much more strongly that Seattle would pull away here.
Yeah. That'd be kind of wild. Seattle has the opportunity to kind of take the reins of their division.
What's their record right now?
They're tied with San Fran.
They are?
Oh, yeah. They're 5-2.
No way.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, I had
secretly
no
won.
idea. What?
You know, they took care of business against the Panthers, took care of business against the Giants, took care of business against the Cardinals.
All right, they've faced some garbage teams, though.
I know, but they've taken care of business.
They
lost to the Bengals and they lost to the Rams.
They've got to be like the sneakiest 5-2 team in the league right now.
I know. I mean, suddenly, like, San Fran's run away with the division, then they drop 2 in a row, might drop 3 in a row, which we'll get to right now. I'm going to take Cincinnati to beat San Francisco in San Francisco. If Kirk Cousins can shred that defense, surely Joe Burrow, coming off of a bye, he's probably the healthiest he's been over the entire season. They're fully prepared for this game. I mean, this was the perfect time to have their bye at a really bad time for San Fran coming after these. I mean, you could also say, like, hey, tough losses. They're going to bounce back now. But we said that going into the Minnesota game, and they didn't. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a reverse bounce, like a bounce down. You know, I mean, they just lost to one of the worst teams by record. Mm-hmm. Looks like you have a different thought process, though.
I do. Bro, I feel like Burrow, after he takes some time off, he takes a while, like he's sleepy, bro. He just
Sleepy
is
Joe?
Yeah, dude, he's just Sleepy Joe after he takes his time off. So he's probably like still slumbering right about now, maybe like cuddling up with his little girlfriend, and he'll like not be awake in time to try and tear apart the 49ers.
He's cuddling up with Jamar Chase right now. I mean, they're watching film, eating popcorn on the couch together, man. Those guys go way back to the college days.
You really think that after we talked about the 49ers being one of the best teams in the league, I know you changed it to Chiefs and Eagles, but like that the 49ers are going to lose 3 straight?
I mean, it is like when you say that out loud, it doesn't sound right. But I think out of these 3 games, like looking at it from the start,
this is the most losable out of those 3.
And they've lost the like most winnable ones. You know, like how do you lose to backup quarterback? You know, they also have kicker problems. I will say, like Jake Moody's missed 3 kicks over the last 2 games, even though he was really solid at the start of the year.
Yeah,
suddenly he starts missing kicks that put you in that game. If he made the kick last night. They just needed a field goal then to tie the game. Or wait, would they have won? They were down by 5. Was it 22-17?
Yeah, that was the final.
So if it was then 22-20, they could have kicked a game-winning field goal. Brock Purdy wouldn't have had to force that throw and ultimately throw that pick. They would have won easily last week if they had those 2 field goals. He did make a 50-yarder yesterday, but dude, you gotta start making some of these more shorter ones. Come on now. So that's what I have to say about that game. Kansas City at Denver. They're playing again already. This is crazy.
Yeah, it was literally like it was 2 weeks ago we posted the short about them.
So, yay, they're back rematch. So exciting. I think Kansas City wins this game, but I don't think it's going to go like it did last time. I think it's going to be much higher scoring.
Yeah.
It's in Denver. I think Denver puts up a bigger fight this week. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Like maybe it does go the same kind of way. I just think it's going to be higher scoring. And I think Denver is going to play a little bit better, especially Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson plays a little bit better at home against the Chiefs here. I think it's like a 28-17 game, maybe a 30-20 game, something around there.
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
I like the Chiefs this week too, and I definitely think it's going to be a closer game. But yeah, like you said, it should be a little more higher scoring than that kind of piddly little bozo game it was like a couple of weeks ago.
No, for sure. Yeah, that was a piddly game for sure. All right, then we got Baltimore at Arizona. Baltimore should be able to take care of business here against the Cardinals, little bird-on-bird carnage.
Dude, another bird gauntlet.
I know, the Bird Bowl.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the Cardinals, they've showed some impressive moments, but they've ultimately kind of, deflated themselves, after some tough losses there, whether it be to the Giants. I know they beat the Cowboys, but, they had some great games going, and they just didn't close them off, and then now they're just like, all right, this is truly a gone season. Kyler Murray might come back, which really surprises me. I thought they would just, kind of take him out for the full year and reevaluate when the season ends, like trade him or whatever, get that number 1 pick. But they have a little bit of a different approach. It does seem like he will return, maybe not this week, but next week.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's spooky season, and the Ravens, a little spooky bird, are here. They're emerging
Dude, yeah, those
in
are
the
some
night.
scary birds. I mean, just look at that
Yeah,
logo.
dude.
I mean, I know the Cardinals, they got a mean face, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, that Raven just gonna absolutely peck and rip and tear.
Yeah,
And
100%, bro.
I
It's,
know there's gonna be some ruffled feathers after
yeah,
this one.
I agree. But yeah, Baltimore coming away with the win.
Oh yeah, Chicago at the Chargers, Sunday Night Football.
Whoa.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very excited to tune into this.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool, a little Justin v. Justin, but I think it's gonna be
Not
Tyson
anymore.
v. Justin.
Yikes.
It's possible Justin Fields plays, but I do think it's going to be Badgett again.
I agree.
So therefore, the Chargers should be able to win this game. If they don't, I'm telling you, Brandon Staley's fired. I guarantee if they lose this game,
Yeah.
which is possible, he's gone.
I kind of
He is
just want to
gone.
see it now.
He is gone.
I
now,
just
dude.
kind of want to see that happen just to see your pick or your prediction here come to fruition.
I'm telling you, dude, the Bears win this game, he's gone. Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. No matter how they lose, whether they lose on the final play, whether they get blown out,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be, he is gone.
That would be kind of amusing to see.
It would be awesome. I think it's
Yeah.
possible. I mean, like if Tyson Badgett plays like he did against the Raiders, I mean, just think about this. Think about this. The Raiders played the Chargers with Aiden O'Connell as their starter a couple weeks ago, and it was a close game. It was like 24-17,
Yep.
right? Even though Khalil Mack sacked him like 7 times
Yeah.
or 6 times.
Mhm.
Now, with a similar kind of situation the Raiders were in, they just got blown out by the Bears with their backup quarterback in. So I feel, I mean, their backup running back in. So I think there's a good chance here that the Bears could put up a fight and ultimately maybe even win.
Yeah.
But you just got to go with the team that has more talent.
Right.
I mean, you can't pick Tyson Badgett over Justin Herbert.
Of course
Can
you
you?
can't. You can't, but
No,
like
no.
in 1 week from now, we're going to be retracting that statement, maybe.
I'm telling you, this is going to be one of those games. I mean, it's Sunday Night Football. Tyson Badgett might rise to the occasion.
Yeah, and the foreskin as well. Deonta.
No, I mean, he went nuts. I mean, he's that type of guy.
3
He either
tugs.
does nothing or just has like multiple touchdowns.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I feel like Tyson Badgett might be the new Brock Purdy. I mean, he's
Oh
like
my
even
God,
more
no.
relevant
No
than Mr.
way.
Irrelevant. I mean, he wasn't even drafted. He wasn't even D1 football.
I don't think so.
I mean, storyline wise, it could be if he wins this game, people are going to be like, holy shit.
That would be pretty electric.
Monday Night Football, Raiders at the Lions. Lions bounce back here and just clobber the Raiders. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They bounce back and just absolutely kill them.
Dude, I could totally see that happening. Jimmy G, I'm assuming, is still going to be out.
I think he's going to play, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, either way, I don't
Either
really
way.
think it matters. Feel
Jimmy
a little.
Garoppolo throw a couple picks or so, turn the
Yeah.
ball over, fumble.
I feel a little bad for Scrovante, bro. He's just kind of really struggling on this Raiders offense.
I know,
It's like
I'm really
Jacoby
surprised.
Myers is like the
Yeah.
favorite target now.
I know. I'm surprised they didn't put more up of a fuss. He didn't
Yeah.
kind of. I know he has said some things, but especially going into this year with Jimmy G, I'm just surprised that he
Right.
didn't request a trade.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
the dude's kind of getting older now at this
Yeah.
point, so you just don't want him to. You don't want to see him become like the DeAndre Hopkins or the Julio Jones.
No,
Those guys who you
no.
thought like were at the peak of their careers. I mean, maybe not so much Julio Jones, but especially DeAndre Hopkins, and now they're just kind of like an afterthought.
Yeah,
You
just
know what I
floating
mean?
around on teams,
Yeah.
getting out like 40 yards a game. Kind
Exactly.
Of bozo
I mean,
numbers.
DeAndre Hopkins, I think, is still really solid, but he's
Yeah.
on one of the worst teams throwing wise.
Right.
No buys this week. That's kind of weird. I feel like this is the
Yeah.
first time I've ever seen like a midseason just like everyone plays.
Yeah, no, that's totally strange. I'm not sure why the NFL did that.
Yeah, that's kind of odd, but I guess it makes for a really exciting Giga week.
Yeah.
Week 8, start 6. This is really a crapshoot, but I'm gonna say start Alexander Madison because Green Bay's defense running game. They're all right, but Javonte Williams had some good success running the ball. I think it was over 5 yards a carry against Green Bay. I think Alexander Madison should be able to do something similar. It's a little colder up there. You're gonna want to run the ball more than you throw it. Although when they really needed a running back to kind of ice out that game against the Niners, Cam Akers was the guy.
Yeah.
That was a little scary to me, but I'm going to put my faith in Alexander Madison here. Maybe Cam Akers is just kind of like their closer. He's
Right.
like the Craig Kimbrell of
Yeah.
the Vikings. And now I'm going to sit James Cook. Just kind of take a big swing with this one. He's good. He gets some receptions, racks up some yards, but Tampa Bay is one of the best run defenses in the league. They kind of shut down the Falcons. I think Alligator had a pretty good day.
Mhm.
But I just think that this is a Josh Allen game. This is a Josh Allen game to throw, scramble. I don't really think that James Cook is going to have much success on the ground.
Yeah, I like that pick.
And he's had some games where he struggled.
Yeah, I mean,
he's obviously had good games, but he's like every other game.
yeah,
you know,
like
so.
he had like -4 yards at the end of the
Yeah,
game.
he didn't play well against Jacksonville. And
Yeah.
there was another game in there he didn't have a huge day.
Right. Yeah, I like that pick a lot. James Cook for the sit. I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to my starts and sits. I'm going to start Kareem Hunt this week against the Colts. Oh, no, not the Colts. Sorry, that was last week against Seattle. So in this game, I feel like...
I love this, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Jerome Ford might not play.
Yeah,
so he's a little injured.
I don't think he is.
Kareem is probably still available on the waiver wire league in probably like half of leagues, maybe.
Probably like, maybe some 14s, probably all 12s.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Right. So he's a good pickup for this week, and I like to start him. I think that he'll get some good touches. Doesn't seem like, Denver... Or not Denver. It doesn't seem like Cleveland likes to throw passing touchdowns very much. Like you could totally have Kareem get a 68-yard scamper for a tud like Jerome did.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be colder up in Seattle as well, so they're going to want to run the ball. I love this pick.
All right, thank you. Next one, another start. He kind of boned me last time. I picked him as a start for the week, but I guess we're going to say starting Kendrick Bourne. This could be kind of like the Curtis Samuel pick where he starts to show production and then
he just falls off.
Yeah, I pick him and then there's nothing there.
I mean, he's been relatively consistent though, so I like this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's kind of like one of the favorite targets on that Patriots offense.
Miami's defense is not great either. I mean, you saw A.J. Brown go nuts. I know Kendrick Bourne's no A.J. Brown.
No, absolutely
but
not.
Even if he does like a quarter or a third of what A.J. Brown did, I think it's worth starting.
Yeah, I like that. And then finally, we are sitting T. Higgins.
That is bold, dude. I don't like this one.
No?
I feel like if you went 3 starts, I mean, if you just convert this one to a start, it could be really strong.
Okay.
I think San Fran's... If anything, San Fran, what they're going to do is take Jamar Chase out of the game. It's going to be a big Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins festival.
Why would they take Jamar out of the game?
No, I mean, like San Fran's going to defend against him to the point where basically he's taken out of the game.
No.
I mean, they're not going to do what the Cardinals did and let him run for 192 yards, right? It's like, if anything, San Fran, like, all right, we know our secondary is not very good. We just got shredded by Kirk Cousins. Joe Burrow's been favoring Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not giving the ball at all to T. Higgins. T. Higgins has got some injury history. So what we're going to do, we're going to say, if you're going to beat us through the air, you're going to beat us throwing to anybody but Jamar Chase. We're not going to lose by letting you do what we know you love to do and what you're best at. They're going to take Jamar Chase out of the game. I think Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins have a good day.
Okay. Yeah, you have a fair point there. I just feel like Burrow hasn't favored Higgins the entire season, and like...
Yeah, I mean, this is very contingent on how I think the game's going to go. Like, if it goes the way you think, San Fran bounces back and wins, could be one of those games like Tennessee against the Bengals where they limit them really bad. I mean, Joe Burrow is one of those games where he's throwing at like 4.5 yards a clip. Could be something like that. I hope not, though.
Yeah, it seems like... To me, I feel like T. Higgins is almost like Calvin Ridley. Like, he had like one good week, and then like he's done nothing since then.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And so that's
why I think they're just both
like
too good to be held down for that much longer.
No, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. All right, best bets are more so just things to consider, things to think about. We're going to start with Cincinnati plus 5.5. When these spreads come out, it's like, all right, I kind of almost want to just take money line, but I don't have the balls for that. I picked them, obviously, in the pod here in our little list, but just take them with the spread here. Take them with the points. Be a little more conservative. 5.5 is a lot to give to a good team coming off of a bye. 8.5 is a lot to give to any team facing the Chargers, I think. I mean, I don't think you could give over a touchdown to any team right now that the Chargers play.
Yeah.
The Chargers and the Bears have the same amount of wins.
Dude, I actually love this Bears like plus 8.5 pick. Like, I picked the Chargers.
Right. I mean, me too. But I mean, I just don't think you could give the Chargers that much of a favor spread against the Giants, against the Panthers, against the Patriots. You just can't do that.
Right. Especially against a Bears team that's like kind of largely unknown with their quarterback.
I mean, if Justin Fields plays, I think this will definitely go down.
Yeah.
But even with Tyson Bagent, even if he's not pushing the ball as much down the field, I think they have success. I mean, the Chargers' defense is not good. They just made Rashee Rice, Marvez Scantling, and Kadarius Toney look like absolute all-stars.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Tennessee +2. You guys know I love Tennessee, betting them, blah, blah, blah. They're at home. No matter who the quarterback is, I think there's some good value in this one. New Orleans +1. I think they're just going to win straight up. So that is the thought process there. Getting into college football real quick, we're just going to run through the list here. Florida +14.5 at, no, it's in the Swamp. Georgia is coming to the Swamp. Both of them are coming off of byes. I just think this is going to be a little bit more of a defensive battle. Don't really see Florida really ever being out of this game. And in that sense, I think, they lose probably by like 10 or so. All right, that's what I'm going to go with here. This might end up in the short, depending on how I kind of ruminate on it as the week goes along. Next up, Colorado +17 at UCLA. Colorado is coming off of a bye. Obviously, they're a very uniquely coached team. I'm not going to go as far as say well coached with Deion Sanders. Obviously, he's getting them really motivated. He's recruiting really well. They're just so unknown in this sense. I need to see how they're going to bounce back from like that bad Stanford loss. And I think they will. Like, I do believe in Deion Sanders. I think that's a lot of points to give UCLA, who has seemed kind of deficient on offense. Some quarterback issues there. So I'm going to take Colorado +17. Kentucky +3.5. I almost just like them to win this game at home against Tennessee. Tennessee coming off of a tough loss to Alabama in which they blew a 20-7 lead. I think they're going to start feeling a little deflated as they watch their season slip away. Kentucky coming off of a bye. Going to take care of business here. BYU +17.5 at Texas. Texas just lost their starting quarterback. So I think giving Texas 17.5 points is a little excessive when they struggled against Houston. Oregon -7 at Utah. Now, Utah obviously just beat USC. Big emotional victory. It's still at home, but I just think Oregon is starting to really roll. They're starting to get kind of in their groove. They're going to come into Utah, take care of business, probably win in that 10-14 range. Should still be a good game, though. Now, this is the first time I'm going to pick against James Madison. I think they still win this game, but Old Dominion, they're not so bad. Like, they have some good wins. They could score against Appalachian State. That was nice. 17.5 points is a lot to give James Madison. Like, in a matchup like this, I just think that's way too big of a spread. You got Virginia Tech -3 on Friday against Syracuse at home. Both teams coming off of a bye. Syracuse had a nice start to the year. Ever since that, though, they've looked absolutely atrocious. Virginia Tech has showed some good things. So I think that they're going to be able to cover that 3-point spread. Then you got Rice at home against Tulane. This screams to me like opportunity here. I don't know if Rice wins. I just think they keep it closer than an 11.5. Now, Tulane's a very good team, but they've had some scares, whether it be North Texas or some of those other high-scoring affairs they've had, and Rice can certainly put points up on the board. Last up, two more. Penn State at home against Indiana, -32. That's a giga spread. I mean, it's kind of insane to think that, a Big Ten school can be another Big Ten school by over 30 points. That's not Michigan, but Indiana is just that bad. Penn State's pissed off after losing to Ohio State. So I like them to cover that spread here, especially since they're at home. And then last but not least, you have under 43.5 points. Mississippi State at Auburn. Let me just tell you this. Mississippi State just beat Arkansas 7-3. Listen to that. 7-3, dude.
No way.
7-3.
That was a final score?
That was a final score. Mississippi State beating Arkansas. Auburn, like we talked about in the short, they have quarterback. I mean, look at their stat line, dude. They have one quarterback in, had another one come in. So I was right on the money when I said they had quarterback problems. So quarterback problems means low scoring. I don't see it getting over 43.5 in this game. So that's what I have. I like to throw a lot of picks at you. We'll see what sticks.
Good picks, bro. Excited to see the short that you include for this.
Yeah, I mean, there might be something not on this list. There might be a couple on this list because I'm going to have to hone it in and really feel it out as the week progresses.
Good stuff. All right, my best bet for the week here. We've got the Rams at +225 over Dallas.
Yeah.
So I just like the plus value here. Double, not even double. You would be basically like tripling and then some your money.
That's a solid bet.
Again, I could see the Rams getting an upset this week, just like the positive value. And then I'm taking Minnesota this week at -106 over.
So even though Green Bay's favored, Minnesota is still in minus money right now, huh?
Yeah.
Like it's probably like Green Bay
Yeah,
minus
like-
115, Minnesota minus 106.
Yes.
It's when you know Vegas is just like, oh,
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know what
just
to do.
screwing around with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. They're just like, all right.
Close to a double your money play, though. So I'm liking Minnesota with
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
I'm cool with that.
And then last one, we got Atlanta at Tennessee under 37.
So I love this pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably
Thanks,
going to be a
dude.
backup quarterback, Malik
Yeah.
Willis or Will Levis. If it's Will Levis, he's making his first start against a pretty good Atlanta secondary.
Right.
Atlanta obviously is not great on offense. They just scored, what was it, like 13 points against, or 16 points against the Bucks.
Yeah.
So I love this.
Thanks, dude. Yeah,
Love
there
the
was some
unders
reverse
today.
line movement on this already. It was something like 80% of people, or maybe like 73% of people were betting the over on this game, and Vegas moved the line down. And so
The only thing that scares me is that it's going to be like 81 degrees and sunny in Tennessee and Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Derrick Henry might just be like, dude, let me just score 3 touchdowns by
He
myself.
only does that against Houston. He can't do
Yeah.
that against Atlanta.
Yeah, we'll see. But I do like that pick. I think that's kind of like a lock.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's all we have for you. Thank you so much for watching. My dog was absolutely yapping her head off, so I'm sorry if you heard any of that. But appreciate the support as always. Stay tuned. Later in the week, we're going to post a short little parlay for Thursday Night Football. And then Friday, Saturday morning, I will release a short about 3 of my best college football picks.
Yes, sir. And we might even be posting some NBA picks as
Oh, dude.
well. If
I
you
mean, yeah.
guys, if you guys are interested in some NBA picks, drop a comment down below and let us know what you want to see. If you want some parlays or more just like spread picks.
Yeah,
or-
dude, you're the master when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Season's starting off here, so it's
I'm
really
excited.
exciting. Hopefully the Bulls can do something this year. I'm really
I
actually
wouldn't
excited
count
to
on
watch
that.
them. I'm more excited to watch the Bulls than I am the Bears.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean Zach LaVine. I mean they're just kind of an exciting team to watch.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like they're kind of like the Colts, you know.
The Colts.
They're gonna lose, but they're gonna put up points, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
so the magical sorcery with the hat, dude. The hat was so
I hope
clutch.
you guys like that, by the way.
Yeah, I actually like acquired a wizard costume as well.
No way.
That might even be featured in like a video if I just decide to progressively become closer to a sorcerer as my picks continue
I
to hit.
think the thing is, like, if you don't feel like if there's a little doubt in your mind, you put on the costume,
Oh,
and that
and
pushes you over the edge.
yeah, it like gives me
Doubt's
the
gone.
mindful clarity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put on that cloak, you put on the hat, and you're just in a new space.
I love that.
So there you guys go. Stay enchanted, obviously.
Yes,
Don't
always
want to
stay
lose
enchanted.
that. And we'll see you guys soon for some short action.